Let's talk about how to save money in Canada. Now, saving money in Canada is very important. Even if you're, pretty well off financially, you get excited when you go to a new country. I travel quite frequently, and I know for a fact when you get somewhere, if you don't have a budget, you're gonna run out of whatever money you have. Doesn't matter how much money you've saved, you will run out of it all. So what I recommend you do is to come here with a budget. If you want to save money in Canada, you need to find out how much you need to live, and you need to not go over that, okay? Barring, and I'm talking about factoring in like expenses for fun. Factor those things in. I'm serious, like factor in like going to the movies as I need this. If you need to go to the movies to stay sane, go to the movies, all right? If you need to go, I don't know, some people really like to go to the bar. If you need to do that, factor it once a month, twice a month. Don't go nuts. Don't just go whenever you feel like it. If you want to save and you're new to Canada and you want to live here for a long time and you want to be successful, you have to have a plan. It's the sad truth. That's what I recommend you do. If you want to save money in Canada, here are some easy steps. I'm going to give you some really actionable tips. Buy basic clothes. So when you go to buy clothes, the best thing you can do is to buy 3 or 4, do kind of like the Mark Zuckerberg thing. Like buy 3 or 4 t-shirts or shirts that are pretty much the same, maybe black or white, and buy like 4 pairs of jeans and alternate them throughout the week so you don't really have to choose what to wear. Another one is choose your basic colors. Black, white, maybe choose like a gray or a charcoal color, and choose like, I don't know, jeans are very versatile. A dark wash jean is very versatile. So get something like that, and then that's it for your clothes. Like, don't go nuts. Don't just go buy everything you see. So stuff like that is really gonna save you. Buy meat in stock and freeze it. Don't buy, let's say, like hamburger outside, like this thing, boxed food, frozen food. Go to Costco, get a membership, buy like this much meat and save it in your freezers and use it whenever. 2 things: cooking a big pot of rice, cooking like tons of potatoes, keeping them in your fridge, and then eating them throughout the week is really going to help you. So doing stuff like that, but it's not just about conservation, it's about production. So we're not going to look at how we can conserve and live like we're in the Depression. Although it's important to conserve and not spend stupidly, we also want to focus on our production, so our value. If you're making less than $2,000 a month, there's something you need to change. And I'm not saying that's not a lot of money. It is a lot of money for some people. Even now, for me, my business, like my advertising budget, for example, like that's even $10 is a lot for me. So I factor that in. Like when I go to hire a freelancer or something, sometimes it only costs me $20, and I have to actually budget it. It's like, that's what it's like when you're in business, and living in Canada, it should be like a business for you. You may not be running a business, but if your goal is to be successful, you need to treat your personal account like a business. If you want to be personally successful, you need to treat yourself like a business. But you think about it, if you don't do that, then like, you're not going to be able to save, you're not going to be able to move forward. There's a reason why we budget things and we create a plan. So what you want to do is to make sure every 4 months, we call it every quarter, you want to make sure that you're either making more or saving more, and have a benchmark, have a goal. How much do you want to save? How much do you want in your account by that time? What should you have? What are some milestones you should have achieved? Are you looking to upgrade your place? Like, try to think less about the upgrading, but if you need something, are you going to get that blender that you've always needed? So some of you may be really well off, maybe like, hey, I can just blow whatever I want. You're really speaking to a different audience than me. But at the same time, you need to focus on growing, so on producing. And so you should think about limiting, increasing your profit margins as an individual. You don't want to, even if you're like well off, but you're spending like 40% of what you have on stupid things. If you're having fun and you love it, that's fine. But if you're spending it on stupid things, and at the end of the day you're still kind of dissatisfied with your life, or you're just like, whatever, I don't really care about those things I got, you could be investing that. So think about that. That's my main advice for living in Canada and sticking to a budget and saving money. Have a plan and have goals. Have goals every quarter. When you're like, I need to have this much by this date, you're less likely to spend it. Last tip, save the hundreds and just keep the rest of the money. So the thousands and the hundreds, when you start making money and they go into your checking, get a savings account, put them in your savings, and try to keep, just maybe a couple hundred in your checking, which sounds like nothing. Like, that's hard. I mean, some of you might be like, I don't even have like $10 in there. If that's the case, don't think about moving to Canada. You do not want to move to another country when you have nothing. Just be patient, save, you will save, but do not go move to another country if you have no savings. I can't stress this enough. Okay, and it's not like I'm not trying to be a naysayer here. But we both know the truth. We both know you have to have something. I know you can shoestring it, but we're not talking about coming to Canada for 2 weeks to a hostel hop and backpack. We're talking about living here, and that's very different. Okay, it's very different. It's not a spontaneous, fun thing. You need to treat it like a business. And trust me, I have that spontaneous mentality, but you need to treat it like a business. That's my advice. So I don't want to go on too long. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.